Hi folks, I'm going to test out the lighting on a trailer. It's a boat trailer, and I wanted to show everybody how to do it just in case they didn't know how to. The best way to do it and to go about it without the vehicle is get yourself a couple pieces of wire, put yourself some alligator clips on the end of it. Don't really have to use alligator clips, but if you want to do it regularly to make sure everything's working good, it's just that much easier to use. Need yourself a battery, some type of power source. DC power source, 12 volt DC power source. I suppose 10 volts would even work, but 12 volts is what it's recommended to use 12 volt source. So I'm going to start off here. You have a plug, okay? You have the three here that are exposed, and then you have the one that's not exposed, and that's your white one, and the white's the ground. So what we want to do is take one of the alligator clips and clip it onto the negative. Grab the other end of that piece of wire. And you want to clip it into the ground. Make sure you use the part of the clip where the wire is actually at, just in case there's a connection issue. There, so now the lights are going to have their ground, and then the other one here is for the positive. So we're going to hook up the one alligator clip on the positive on the battery, and we're going to take the other alligator clip, and it don't really matter. We're just going to test them out. We're not going to have blinkers or anything like that, but the lights are going to actually light up. So that's all I'm looking for right now, is the lights to light up. So I'm just going to go with this one here. And I'm going to take a walk to where the lights are on the back of the trailer and see if we have any lights. I'm seeing one. No, I'm not. That's the sunshine. So there's no lights coming from that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the other one. I'm going to remove it from the green and I'm going to place it on the yellow. And again, I'm going to walk to the back of the trailer itself where the lights are and see if they're working. And there is no lights. I'll check this one real good because that sunshine is making it like the light itself is coming on. But no, there is nothing lit up there. So I have one more to test out to see if anything is working, and if nothing is working, then I have to diagnose why. So again, I'll go back to the trailer. And no lights. So there is no power going to the back of the trailer where the lights are. Now, just to make sure I have power here, I'm going to take an alligator clip off and I'm going to touch the other one. Now we have spark, so we have power, and the power is being fed through, but for some reason it's just not working. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to bypass this ground, and I'm actually going to go right to the trailer itself ground and see if that helps, makes a difference. So I'll leave the one alligator hooked up here, and I have the other one here, and I'm going to go see now if that helps out. No, 0 lights are on. So I'm going to continue it, go to the next one, and then if they still don't work after this point, I'm actually going to remove the back covers off the lights themselves to make sure the bulbs are okay. And I see no light. One more to go. No light. Okay, I'll be back with you. I need to get myself a screwdriver to remove the cover. This red cover. Looks like I need a Phillips screwdriver just to make sure that them bulbs inside here are actually good. So I'll be back with you. I'm gonna get myself a screwdriver. Okay, I'm gonna remove these screws now, and just to see what we have inside here. Maybe we have two burnt out bulbs. Not exactly sure, but we have to find out why they're not working. And that's what I'm going to do here by looking at the bulb that's inside. I hope it's that easy. I hope it's just a burnt out bulb. Well, I see a problem. Do you see that, folks? All that corrosion inside here? I'm pretty sure that's the reason. And the socket itself is really corroded. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean them up. I'm not actually going to replace the light or anything. There's no need for that. I'm going to clean up the bulb, take a little bit of sandpaper and clean it. Freshen it up, make it nice and shiny again. And get the ground going again. That's what's happening here. The ground is not making contact, and that's why there is no lights coming on whatsoever. So not a big problem. I'm pretty sure the other one's the same. Let's go and remove the other cover and see. Don't mind a picture of the close-up of the grass. And the reason why those would be corroded like that, well, this is a boat trailer and these are not a waterproof light, so there's water actually getting inside them lights as the boat is being launched in the water. So when the boat is being pulled back out of the water and then the trailer itself is being pulled back out of the water, then all that water drains away and it's leaving the socket there all wet, which is creating corrosion. So I'll be back with you when I get something to clean all this up with, make it back shiny, and then we're going to go back to step one up front there with the battery and start this over and see what happens. So it's just a matter of cleaning off the extras that was on top of this, coating it, which in this case was basically a film of rust. So you clean that up the best you can, get it nice and shiny again, wire brush, piece of sandpaper, a little file, I mean whatever you have, a little knife scraping it will work. There's no need to replace the bulb. Just clean it up is all that's needed, unless the bulb itself inside, you will be able to obviously see that it's burnt out, whether it be in black, dark in color, or those filaments there, you will see them actually as from one end to the next, they will actually have broke. And if that's the case, then you need to change the bulb itself. But that's not the case for this bulb here, so there's nothing wrong with the bulb itself. It's just a matter of cleaning it back up, the contacts and everything. And then after I get it all cleaned up, I'm going to give it a little squirt of this. I don't want to use grease or anything like that, because the grease is going to actually stop the contact from making connection. So I don't want to use grease, just something light. And then I'll recommend to the fella that he might want to get some waterproof lights, or put the lights higher up on the trailer itself or something. I'm not doing this for money. I don't do this as a business or a career. I don't offer the service. It's a friend of mine which has no idea how to do anything like this type of thing, so I'm just helping him out. Hey, he might even bring me fishing. That'll be good. He'll bring me on a fishing trip for fixing his lights up. That's a pretty good deal. I'm gonna get myself a little more comfortable and just do some scraping and rubbing. Same idea inside of here. We just want to clean it up. because this outer portion here, that's where the ground's at. So you want to make sure it's clean for it to make the contact it needs to make. And once you have, and you know all that's good, and something's still not working, or everything's not working, well, then it's a wire issue. Which I don't think it's a wire issue with this trailer itself. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the wire itself is inside the tubing. So it's highly unlikely that the wire is damaged. I could understand if the wire was just strapped underneath the trailer itself. I could understand that, because then it's exposed to the weather and may have got some cracks, and the wire itself could be corroded. And that may have happened still, but I'm going to go through these steps first to make sure. And blow it off there, and these lights are pretty loose. I'm gonna fasten them up a little bit tighter than that for the fella. So I'm just gonna give it a little, there we go, some squirts, and I'll just push the bulb back in there. And you gotta remember, these bulbs here, they have one of these little stems is higher and the other one's lower, so they do fit in a certain way, or else you won't be able to. And then once you do put them in, wiggle it, jiggle it, and that type of thing, to make sure you got everything nice and you're getting a good connection. And I'm not going to bother putting this cap back on. I'm going to check the lights again. So I'm going to move over to the other side, and I'm going to do exactly that same thing to the other side. This side here is a little heavier in the form of rust and corrosion. So I'm going to work at this one and make sure it's really good. It's kind of hard to get sandpaper in there, so I'm using a little file. It's really looking good. It's really cleaning up nice. It's kind of funny. It's a factory-made boat trailer. You would have thought, well, I would have thought that they would have used a waterproof light, or they would have designed this a little bit differently than that. Just because they know boat trailers back up into the water itself to release the boat, and corrosion is going to happen. There's no stopping it. It's just the way it is. I'm going to go back and forth on top of them two little contact points to make sure it's really good. It's pretty good there, nice and shiny inside. Give a little squirt of this. Don't have to overload it, just a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to give you an image of the grass so I can clean up this bulb. I can't do it. I need one hand for the camera, so I'm just going to place you down like this. And give this bulb a cleaning. And then we'll go and test out the lights again like I did earlier. And we'll see if it fixed it or not. And if it didn't, well, then it's the next step forward. I'm pretty confident that this is the problem. But time will tell the story here soon. Okay, coming back up off the grass, and I'm going to push the bulb in there. See, I pushed it in the wrong way, so I have to do a turn, and then we'll be okay there. So I'm going to wiggle jiggle it again, just to make sure this is all good. And I'll leave the cover off. And we'll go back up to the front there. And hook them wires back up the way I had them the first time around. And see if they come on now. Oh, I see. I detected another problem here. The ground wires broke. So right away, it's not going to work already. So I'll leave the ground here, and hopefully them lights are actually grounded to the trailer itself. Nope, they're not, because if they were, a light would have been on. So the problem is inside that tubing here. I got to find this ground wire where it is. Hopefully I have some room to get it out, get to it. Okay, well, I'm going to put you on standby. I need to get this wire out. I'll be back with you. Okay, I'm back here. Well, I come to understand that the wire, what I was talking about earlier, it's inside the channel, but unfortunately that didn't save it. So I'm assuming this is really, really old, and the wire itself is just no more good. So I'm going to actually have to change the wire itself throughout the whole trailer. And my only attempt here was to change the end. And the reason I was going to do that is because this one here, the green, is the outer casing is broke and there's corrosion on the inside. So that corrosion probably goes deeper inside the plug itself. So if it's still working, it's not going to be working for much longer. So I'm going to prevent this from defaulting in the future, if not right away, and just by removing it, getting rid of it and putting in a new one. But then by doing that, well, obviously I had to cut the wires, and then to strip them back, it's just not going well. The wire inside is just deteriorated to the point where I can't even get clean wire. So what needs to happen here is that all this wire inside the tubing of the trailer needs to be re-spooled through, pulled through, and new wire needs to be added to it. And how I'm going to do that is that these travel through, each piece is traveling down one side of the trailer. So I'm not too sure which one this one is, but so for an example, this is going down the left side of the trailer, this is going down the right side of the trailer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the opposite end of this, or to this end, it don't really matter, and I'm going to attach the new wire. And hopefully I can just pull this wire either from this end or the other end, and I can pull the new wire right through. That's the plan. I hope it's going to work. If this wire has any kind of strength to it with inside the tubing of the trailer itself, then it should be successful. If it's very weak and brittle, then this wire is just going to break. Then I'm going to have to do it a different way. And I won't worry about that way until this wire shows itself to me it's going to break. And if it does, I'll get back to you with that other way. But until then, folks, you just have an idea here what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to get to it and do just that. Okay, I have all my wires here taped on. Now I'm going to go to the back end of the trailer, and hopefully they're just going to pull right through. And we'll see here in a minute. I'm going to bring this with me. I'll show you that. And here's the wires here. Oh, already giving me a stubborn moment. I imagine it's hung up right here. I'll just push these in a little bit. That's where it's hung up. So I'll just push them in a little bit past the tape where it's smooth. Well, I'll do one at a time. Okay, so far It's coming out okay. There's definitely some tension on there. So if anyone's going to copy this, be gentle. Because if I'm unsuccessful at this, uh-oh, we got hung up here somewhere. Oh, I'm going to pull nice and gentle. Back and forth. I think I passed the one point that was giving me a tough time. I believe I did. Oh, sure I did. It's coming. There we go. It's not here yet. Another tough moment. You don't want to just pull real tight with a lot of force. You're definitely going to separate the two. You kind of want to make sure it's sliding along gently and easily. There shouldn't really be any kind of tugging with force to slide this through. I can see my taped up bunch here. Oh, look at this. I made it. That's nice. Okay. So I'm just going to leave that there. Now I'm going to try the other side and see how that one goes. Okay, that's definitely tight. So I'm going to have to go to the front, fix it up a little bit. Push that piece. Yeah, you can see right here it's stuck. So I'll just push that in like this. Try that and see how it works. No, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this yellow portion like I did this one here. So it's just the wires. It's getting hung up on these jagged edges. So I'm just going to remove that. So I'll put you down at, no, I'll just shut you off for now. I'll be back with you. Alright, let's see, I'm back at the back of the trailer. I got that outed covering off, and so far it's coming along smoothly. I got a tight spot right here. There we go. That tight spot is where it turned in the trailer frame itself. So it's a little hole that had to come through. So once it's past that hole, it slides pretty free. As you can see, I'm not really pulling a lot. It's coming out nice. And eventually here, I'm probably getting close to the starting point of the new wire. There it is. There. Success. Brand new wire in this trailer now. So once it's all wired up, there'll be some tremendous amount of years ahead of working lights. At least the problems won't be wire related. They may be corrosion related or plug related, but it will not be internal wiring. That problem I have fixed and solved. Probably for the rest of the life of this trailer itself. I imagine the trailer itself is going to decompose and rust and rot out before this wire actually starts to go bad. You can see I'm just untaping my the method of my madness here. Well, I need both hands, so I'll be back with you. Well, let me just give you a little tip here what I'm going to be doing. I'll be hooking these wires up to basically where these wires went to. And make sure, being that they're different color, I'm going to have to color coordinate it all to make sure the right light is going to be lit up at the right moment. And then I'll be moving to the front of the trailer and installing the plug for the back of the vehicle. So I'll be back with you. Well, I put the lenses back on the back lights. I tested all the lights. The right light's coming on at the right moment. And here's the new plug. Nice new ground. So the fellow's ready to go. You've seen how I tested the lights before at the beginning of the video. So there was no need on going through it a second time. It was the same process. But this time the lights actually came on. Okay folks, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you have not, and thank you very much for those that have.